Action!
We like about Garfield, because it's, he likes to eat.
He's fat, he's sarcastic, he's lazy.
Reached physical limits. Shouldn't have tried it. Without snacks.
4 words. Big, fat, hairy deal.
Now that Garfield's been around 25 years, I guess we have a second generation, of fans now that are coming along. So we fit uniquely between, these two age groups, making Garfield great fodder for a movie, I guess.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
A lot of people have gone after the Garfield rights over the years, and Jim Davis has never been able to make a deal with anyone. And so I went to him and said, look, we're very interested in it, and we wanted to make this a big family adventure film, and it's the 25th anniversary on top of it, so I think Jim thought it was a good time to make a movie.
I think we've arrived at a time when technology really has allowed Garfield to do a film as well. I really wanted to let Garfield kind of strut his stuff in his own medium. So when the digital technology came along, this was a way to get to represent him in a brand new way, and a way, too, that allowed him to be expressive.
I slept like a fat cat.
After doing the Doolittle pictures, and we cut our teeth on a lot of talking animal, talking critter pictures. And Garfield is this incredible franchise. There's 460 million readers a day.
Alec and Joel were the first and only writers we went after. And when we brought the take to them, they immediately went for it. And they said, we understand this, and we know how we can make this work for you.
Jim allowed us to kind of play around with some of the dynamics that he had set in the strip. And really, it's a story of Odie coming into Garfield's world. Any parent or any child that knows when that new baby comes into the household, how it changes the household. So we saw a universal story that could be satisfying in a movie.
At one point, the studio sent us out to see him, and we spent like 3 long days talking with him. And the thing that was amazing, if you'd ask him a question that was sort of off Garfield and sort of say, well, what about Garfield's father? He'd say, we've never thought about that, and then proceed to talk about it for like 2 hours.
What good is a cat that can't chase a mouse?
I don't do the chase thing.
I thought it was about time there was a fully CGI character that wasn't a predator or an alien, didn't run at light speed and jump around all over the place, but was a fat, arrogant, lazy cat.
I hate Mondays.
Odie!
Brecken just is John Arbuckle. He was perfect. Slightly nerdy, but not too nerdy. And I think his fun sort of attitude just permeated onto the screen.
Well, when I first heard about it, I was like, wow, they're doing Garfield? How are they possibly going to be able to do that well? And they said, oh, it's written by the guys who did Toy Story. And I'm a huge fan of Toy Story. And so Toy Story has that thing to me that makes kids' movies really accessible to everyone, which is there's stuff that the kids enjoy, and then there's another level that the kids may not even get for a while that the adults can enjoy.
We're having dinner, remember?
Jennifer's a really talented comedian. Her timing's great. She's a really charismatic, funny girl, and she was perfect opposite Brecken. They grew up together. They've been friends. There was a chemistry the second we put them together.
I first heard about the Garfield movie. They sent me a script, and I was really excited because I'm a huge Garfield fan and loved the cartoon growing up. I think he's sort of the Jack Nicholson of animals, and I just kind of think he's really sweet and funny.
Be happy.
This role's been a lot of fun for me to play. The main thing Peter, the director, always tells me is smaller. It's one of those roles. The first day I came on set, they said, we were thinking on putting you in a lavender and chartreuse safari suit. Different safari suits of different pastel colors. When they say that to you on the first day, you know that you have a license to kill as an actor. You have a license to be as big as you want to be.
Oh, I feel good. I knew that I would now.
The important part is to capture the essence of Garfield, his attitude.
I knew that I would now.
And it comes, through the weight of his body. And it comes right through his eyes. So we'll be working very hard on that.
I think that's a huge challenge, is to try to make Garfield acceptable to the public, because everyone has the image of Garfield from the comic strip. And our Garfield, we have to kind of keep it in the real world, because he is interacting with real animals.
You had to see a cat that looked like Garfield. When we finally achieved that and had a number of images that we were able to show around, the reaction was amazing. The reaction was, oh, I get it. People would laugh and they would get it, and they would say, wow, it's Garfield, but it's real.
Oh, you little suck-up. Oh. John, Odie's on TV and he's wearing lederhosen.
The entire thing is the voice of Garfield. As soon as you get a little bit off track this way or a little bit off track that way, you go back to the voice, and the voice takes you right to where you need to go.
Bill Murray was honestly my very first thought for Garfield.
You went in there to get a date and came out with a dog? Oh, that's bad even for you.
He's just got Garfield somewhere in him. This sort of lazy drawl, sarcastic, but somewhere in there, you know, that it's very charming, and it's just so funny.
Once again, my life has been saved by the miracle of lasagna.
It's liver flavored.
Mmm, delicious.
Our biggest challenge is our lead character is a visual effect. Garfield doesn't exist in any shot that we're doing for the movie, so essentially we're going to have to place him in after the fact and rely on Peter Hewitt and Chris Bailey to help bring Garfield to life. So our biggest challenge is going to be to incorporate a completely CGI star into a live-action environment.
You know, I'd never really done, first of all, I'd never done a kids movie. I'd never done an effects movie with CGI characters before. And I called Matt Lillard, who was Shaggy in Scooby-Doo. And I said, Matty, how do you do it? How do you feel confident enough doing it? He said, you just have to commit to it. The more you commit, the more the audience will buy it, and the more everyone will kind of believe that he's there. You kind of revert back to when you were 8 years old and you had imaginary friends and your G.I. Joes could talk and play. And once you kind of get into that mindset of the imagination of an 8-year-old, it's really easy.
One of the greatest tools we have are the stand-ins, the maquettes of various stuffed Garfields. It gives us a chance to rehearse a scene, to visualize it, for the camera operator to see where the character will be.
So it's all very painstaking, and we have to do every shot in this weird layering way. We do it with a puppet first, and then we do it with nothing. And then the effects guys do it with a series of shiny balls and gray balls, and then do all the things they need to put the shot together.
How can this dog be such a problem when he's not even here anymore?
We're going to do 425 shots with the star of the movie, which will be created from scratch, and our team will probably get up to about 100 people, maybe more by the time we're done. We're also using another house that's going to be doing the talking animals, and they'll have on about 30 or 40 people on the show as well.
There's nothing wrong with Garfield. He's just a happy, fat, lazy cat.
No need for a second opinion.
One of the things that I love best about the comic strips is they compose them with just very, very few elements. There's a single wall behind, no painting, no detail, no nothing. And that's what we tried to do. We tried to simplify across the board on everything. Carpets don't have patterns, they're all solid colors. There's no wallpaper with pattern, everything is a solid. It's basically dealing with solid blocks of color. And a lot of those ideas came directly out of the comic strip.
This is amazing!
Talented little fella.
Odie is unbelievable. I got to know Odie a little bit ago. Half Dachshund, half Terrier, and a very unique dog, but with a wonderfully sweet personality.
There were some things that we had to train just for Garfield. The dancing. He knew how to hop on his hind legs, and we just tweaked that a little bit and would get him to hop in place, and then also to twirl around in a circle on his hind legs, which is now one of his very favorite behaviors.
Like one of the secrets to doing a film, a TV show, or a comic strip is to have fun doing it. There's something there. You can't fool the readers, you can't fool the viewers. If you have fun doing it, people are going to have fun seeing it or reading it.
It's a really good story. It's really funny. The visual effects, state of the art. It's going to be a hoot the first time you see Garfield as a live animal.
It's going to be pure Garfield and be pure Garfield attitude.